Hello, bankers. A very good evening to all of you. Welcome back. So, I hope I'm clearly audible and visible to all of you. So, quickly join in so we can start our today's discussion, right? So, guys, from today onwards, we are officially going to start our BFM preparation. The good thing is we have 13 to 14 days this time taken. And so, we will start with the concept summary first, and then simultaneously I'll start case studies as well as the module wise revision also, right? So everyone, a very good evening to everyone, guys. I have like one mock test is already live. I hope you guys are participating in that particular one also. Okay, so we will do the quick revision. If you are following the BFM restart series, well and good. Okay, that will help you a lot because our next focus is only around the case studies, okay? And one complete new set of question for objective आपका the simple MCQs and application base also, ठीक है? So yes, everyone, very good evening to all of you guys. Mahesh Sir, Pujisha ma'am, Rukmani ma'am, Kanak, Tina ma'am, a very good evening to all of you guys. So study wise, I always used to say this कि study wise these two modules, module A and module B, are very important one, ठीक है? And this time I have created content in white background also, so I'll share this particular PDF. If you want to take print out, because आप लोग काफी ज़्यादा system के सामने काम करते हैं, ठीक है? So, and it is very hard to go through the computer devices or mobile devices. So what I can suggest you in that particular case, you can take printout also, okay? So this is kind of a printable things, okay? So that will help you in this particular one, okay? Yes, for BFM I am dependent on your videos. Mahesh sir, ये आपने ABM में भी कहा था, I guess, ठीक है? Avinash sir, kindly tell us about the BFM from which module? Module A only, ठीक है? So module A, see, marks wise आपका, you'll see Avinash sir, all the four module have equal weightage, but when it comes to the study wise, module A and B, they have maximum weightage आपका, ठीक है? So module A, which is all about international banking. So in this particular session, we will be doing two sessions for module A, two sessions for module B, then module C and module D, one session. Okay? So next 6 sessions will be around these particular one. So and simultaneously we will start practice also. Okay? So unit 1 आपका exchange rate and forex business, LRS. Then we have correspondent banking, आपका documentary letter of credit, facilities for exporters and importers. So these are the targets for or even this also, okay? So these are the topics which we will target in this session. Another session remaining up, we have 11 session, okay? Okay, 10 topic आपका, which is generally part of this particular module, okay? So guys, unit 1, if it comes to unit 1, most of the cases आपका one application based or आपका MCQ based question and one case study for sure. ठीक है? Case study will be around the forex rate determinations. ठीक है? Basically how they'll ask you, they'll give you some situation, and it can be, they can ask back to back 3 or 5 questions based on that particular case study, or else they can ask 2-3 questions आपका individually. ठीक है? So where you have to decide the buying rate or selling rate, and I have done session in the past also. Again, I have already covered 2 session for module आपका unit 1 and 2. I hope आप लोगों ने देखा होगा, नहीं देखा है you can go with that particular one. ठीक है? स्टोरिंग केसेस, हाँ, 100% आपका that will be strong, मतलब like what is the exam level that we are going to meet, ठीक है? So if you are, let's say, the idea is कि we do have enough time. So if you are a complete new things, if BFM subject is completely new, we are having that mindset and we are starting with the scratch itself, okay? But if you are already gone through the concept things and all, and if you are thinking you good in those particular areas, so what you guys can do, you can start watching that module wise MCQs, at least one set, and else you can go with the practice things also, okay? So if it comes to unit 1 आपका foreign exchange, factor determining exchange, last year there was one question around this particular one, okay? Exchange rate mechanism, this is like most of the time you'll see question around this one, case study आपका, ठीक है? Where you have to decide the आपका for import bills or export invoices, you have to decide the rate आपका forex rate, ठीक है? Then we have foreign exchange dealing room operation. ठीक है? This is something which is also part of your treasury management. ठीक है? So RBI and FDI rules आपका foreign exchange dealers association of India and foreign exchange arithmetic. This is completely आपका case study driven and all. ठीक है? So you will basically guys what I have done, I have changed the content background also. So you will get, I'll upload these particular PDFs. So if you are comfortable in reading आपका ठीक है, अगर आपको लगता है कि वहां से आपको helpful हो सकता है, मतलब the way you are comfortable, go with that particular one. ठीक है, I'll not suggest कि आप you should stick to this way कि you just have to watch the videos and all, and वो आपका choice है. This is completely your choice. Then go for the things. If you want to take printout, you can take printout also, but you have to have go through the concept वो areas. ठीक है, तो एक बार आपको concept को देखना बहुत 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 जरूरी है आपका. ठीक है, yes, हाँ, okay, हाँ, definitely, digital sorry, Durga ma'am will definitely do that particular one also, so that way that is definitely going to help you in this case. ठीक है, so what is forex? We all know due to this international trade things, the major reason for the behind this forex trade is, or forex is globalization. ठीक है, so now we do have the connectivities and we have import exports things, or the other remittances also, they generally lead to this forex thing. So when it comes to the forex, we all know it is an exchange of domestic currency with international one, or we have direct or indirect quotation and all, so they generally part of this particular one. हाँ, PKs are definitely numericals. मतलब my only focus during this session is आपका case studies in numericals और आपका जो other parts है. ठीक है, and 2 set of content is already there. If you can consume, please do consume that particular one. And third set आपका with the new things based on the recent examination trends and all, that we will do live also. ठीक है, तो बिल्कुल भी आप content side पे I'll not compromise in any way. You'll like if you are investing your time, you'll definitely get things from my side. That is my promise. But the only thing from your side is like I want आप कंज्यूम कीजिए कंटेंट को. ठीक है, यू वॉच लाइव, और इफ यू आर कंफर्टेबल विद द पीडीएफ थिंग्स, गो विद दैट पर्टिकुलर वन. एनीवे इफ यू आर कंफर्टेबल, उस तरीके से आपको इन चीजों को लेके चलना. ठीक है, सो व्हेन इट कम्स टू द डेफिनेशन आपका, सो मेनी टाइम वी हैव सीन दिस पर्टिकुलर वन. ठीक है, so FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act, Section 2, which generally define foreign exchange, which means all deposit, credit and balance payable in foreign currency, and any draft, traveler's check, letter of credit or bill of exchange express or drawn in Indian currency and payable in any foreign currency. ठीक है, another definition, any instrument payable at the option of the drawee or holder, therefore thereof or any other party thereto, either in Indian currency or in foreign currency, or partly in one and partly in another one. Okay? So broadly speaking, foreign exchange is all claims payable abroad, whether consisting the funds held in foreign currency with banks abroad, or bill or and check payable abroad. Okay? So when it comes to the forex things, it is something like we all know around this particular very basic definition. Okay? So basically, do remember the section and all. Section 2 of FEMA Act. Okay? So anything which is payable in foreign currency, or if you are having some sort of conversions, or if you are doing some sort of payments outside, or any sort of remittances and all, they generally classified under this particular one. Participations, which basically the major participations which generally involve in that particular one. So I have used some your book cutting also, so we can relate things. Central bank आपका, which generally known as RBI, which is generally known as custodian of forex. So which generally manage the overall reserve system, or आपका forex reserve system, as well as sometimes they generally do some sort of activities which generally try to support strength, or try to give some sort of strength to our domestic currency, right? And the regulation part is also governed by the RBI itself by using FEMA Act 1999. Commercial bank, we generally involve in this particular business as a authorized dealers, category 1, category 2 and category 3, as well as we have FFMCs, full-fledged money changers, right? Investment funds and banks, similar to this. Forex brokers आपका, corporate and individual also. So these are the major participants which generally use forex market. It can be for the current account transaction as well as capital. Okay? So sometime like they say these commercial banks or investment funds and all, they are working as a facilitator, and these entities aapka like corporations or individuals, they are using as a consumers, or they are generally becoming part of this particular market as a consumers. Okay? So when it comes to the major characteristics, it is a 24 hours market, OTC market as well as exchange driven. Okay? So things are like nowadays we have tradings on forex also, okay? As well as we have derivatives and all. Okay? So this market can be आपका exchange driven, or OTC is like, let's say if we are approaching some authorized dealers, bank, or anyone who have taken license from RBI to do the forex business, and if we are converting our INR into dollars or any other currency, so that is your OTC trade आपका, ठीक है? A global market with no barriers or no specific locations, a market that support large capital and trade flows, basically investments and all, ठीक है? Highly liquid market, easily convertible into cash. Currencies can be easily converted into cash. High fluctuation in currency rate आपका, ठीक है? If you trade in currencies, so you'll see there is a like market is open for 24 hours, 24 into 7, ठीक है? And if there is some activities आपका which is fundamentally affecting a country, it is like, let's say if we have a positive side, so that will appreciate the currency, and if it is आपका negative side, they'll depreciate the currency itself. Okay? So now when it comes to the reason आपका for the fluctuations, so let's say the USD INRs, the current rate is supposed at 84.10. So in what circumstances USD will appreciate, or in which circumstances your USD will depreciate? So, or even same in for the case of INR also. Okay? So we have, whenever you fundamentally study this particular one, so we have fundamental reason which are something linked with the economy itself. Okay? Let's say if it comes to the Indian economy, if our balance of trade is growing, okay, or getting the strength, or that means we are doing more export compared to imports आपका, and if our forex reserve is increasing, or if the other, like let's say if we have price stability in the economy, or if the GDP is growing, so that will provide some fundamental strength to that particular economy, and that will reflect in the currency as well. Okay? That the simple meaning is, let's say if we will have more demands, so let's say if we are doing more exports, that means the buyers, they'll purchase things in our, or the goods in our currency, so there will be more demand for the INR and it will appreciate, right? Technical and speculation, these two, when it comes to these two areas, so these are the short term analysis. Okay? It is something speculation, sometimes it is part of the your technical reason itself. Okay? They generally provide some sort of momentum to the the value of that particular currency pair, right? So technical, it can be like the number of buyers, number of sellers, or the expectations of investors about that particular economy or about that particular currency pair and all. So वो कहीं ना कहीं जो आपका करेंसी के अंदर कुछ ना कुछ मोमेंट्स आपको देखने के लिए मिलेंगे. When it comes to the fundamental factors, so these are the major areas आपका, ठीक है? Balance of payment, if it is in surplus, it will provide some sort of a strength to the country's currency. Economic growth आपका, GDP or others, ठीक है? That means if a economy having high growth means there is more and more investment. More investment means the foreign investment is coming, and there is a high demand for the currency itself, and even it will attract more investment if your GDP is doing good or if your economy is doing good. So कहीं ना कहीं if foreign investor will invest, they'll invest in foreign currency, so they have to convert into INR. That will generate some sort of demand for the INR itself. Okay? Monetary and fiscal policy, how we are managing the internal things and all, okay? And interest rate and other areas, they generally deal with this particular one. Interest rate, countries where we have high interest rate, basically they attract the investment, so that is the one. And political issues आपका, or political stability, countries those who are having some sort of political stability, like let's say country like India, we can say that because from last 15 years we have a single government. So every government, they have their own agendas about the business things or about the economic things. If we have an economy like where one government is working for the years, that means that they'll work with the same mindset. So the businessmen, they'll study their mindset, and accordingly they'll make their investment decision and all. So that is generally part of this particular one. Okay. So these are the fundamental factors. When it comes to the technical factors, आपका ठीक है. So government controls can lead to unrealistic values. Sometimes government, they made some sort of restrictions, or sometimes they open the areas, or sometimes they provide some sort of relaxation in some areas. So that also attract the investment. Again, free capital flow from the lower interest rate to higher interest rate. Speculation is about the आपका traders expectations about the currency. Let's say if 90% people have a mindset कि USD will get its strength in the near future due to these global tension and all, obviously if they'll make their buy position, so that will create more demands, that will appreciate the currency itself. Okay? So many times you'll see things around this one. You have to build your understanding around this particular portion, because this get asked in the past examination also. What are the factors which generally affect a currency's value in the market, or the exchange rate or values in the market? I hope this is clear to everyone, right? Yes, हाँ, दीपक सर, very very good evening. चलो, तो ये हमारा first part आपका, ठीक है. Now the another one is value date. Everyone understand what is value date? So basically, when it comes to the value date now, so value date, this concept is something linked with the settlement. As we all know now, कि this market work for 24/7, ठीक है. So आपका and everywhere we have time zone differences. We follow a different time zone. US or आपका UK or some other country, they follow a different time zone. So sometime, I hope you remember that case of Hersted risk. If you remember that particular one, there was one bank called Hersted from Frankfurt, Germany. So there was like जब आपका when they have to make the payments in the dollars आपका, ठीक है, and due to that time zone horizon differences, so till that time they have to make that particular settlement, or they have to provide those particular dollars. That German central bank, they liquidate that particular bank. So due to that particular one, we approaches to BIS, Bank for International Settlements, to deal with these kind of issues and all, and they form of 5 groups आपका, ठीक है, so which can handle these kind of areas or these kind of issues in the international economies and all, right? So value date is something, it is also known as your आपका, when it comes to the value date, it is also known as settlement date आपका, ठीक है, date of settlement आपका, ठीक है, basically. And due to time zone horizon differences, we do have these kind of thing. Let's say there is a trade took place on first, okay, let's say June 1st, there is a trade which took place on this is the date of trade. So date of trade आपका date of trade is 1st June, okay. Now if it gets settled on first, it can be, there is an option key, it can get settled on 1st June itself. So it is known as T+0, and which is generally called आपका cash settlement or TOD. ठीक है. If it gets settled on second, it is T+1, and it 2nd June, assuming there is no holiday on these days आपका, ठीक है. So these are the June months, ठीक है. So that is generally known as your आपका tomorrow, ठीक है. And when it, let's say it got settled on 3rd June, again assuming there is no holiday, so it is आपका T+2, and that is known as spot, ठीक है. So we have these 3 trade, and if it gets settled any date after the 3rd, let's say if it gets settled on 15th of July 2025, ठीक है, so this trade will be known as forward, ठीक है. So this way, that means we have 2 type of trade. One is spot, it can be आपका sometime when you'll come to the treasury one, ठीक है, spot. Another one is आपका forward, ठीक है. So due to these particular thing, now sometime like they ask this particular one also, but this is a very basic one. I hope everybody knows this particular one, ठीक है. So cash आपका, that's when the date of trade and date of settlement is same. आपका T plus term is when your trade got settled on. Settlement means both the parties getting affected. A buyer is getting the currency and seller is getting money for that particular one, okay? So both accounts are getting affected at same time. That means the value date or the settlement date, okay? So in forex trade, the value date is regarded as the delivery date on which counterparties transaction agreed to settle their respective obligation by making payments and transferring the ownership. This is the meaning of settlement आपका, ठीक है. So I hope everybody know about this particular one case. Let's say आपका this is the date of trade or date of deal, and these are the settlement date. If it got settled on 15 same day आपका, it is t plus 0. Trading plus 0 means, ठीक है, it is आपका t plus 1. Please do remember this one, t plus 2, ठीक है, and it is आपका any date after this particular one. So forward, it is called forward. Sometimes they'll give you some situation if Saturday and Sunday this market is closed, okay, so you do not have to consider that those particular days, and even the national holidays and all, so you have to consider those small pointers which will be mentioned in your question, but they are very tricky, so you have to be very careful around that particular one, okay. So I hope this is clear and everybody knows about this one, and if you guys have any question, please do let me know in the comment section also, okay. So cash already, then we have term, then we have spot, and we have forward, okay. These are the four areas aapka which are generally part of this one. If you want, you can have a look around this particular one also, you can just go through the content and all, you'll easily get all these areas. So basically the thing is, if you have understood this particular one very well, you won't face any problem with the value date system and all. Alright guys, chalo next one aapka direct and indirect quotation. I hope everybody knows about this one also. Again, these are very basic one, but still, if you are not aware about that particular one, this is my responsibility. Again, so when it comes to the direct quotation, it is something like this: $1 is equal to, let's say, 84.5060 INR. Okay, so this is आपका direct quotation. So when 1 unit of foreign currency is expressed in term of domestic currency, that is direct quotation. Okay. And indirect quotation is, let's say, 1 rupee is equal to 0.0121 dollar. So this is your indirect quotation. So a quote is indirect when the price of domestic currency is expressed in term of foreign currency. So that is generally known as your indirect quotation. Very easy one. Yes. Chalo. Now we have cross rate. Okay. So cross rate fundamental is important for your basically for your आपका numerical portion or for your that case studies things and all, because sometimes they ask you to calculate case आपका your cross rate for that particular one. It generally work on chain rule. So cross rate is something, when it comes to the cross rate, it is as simple. Let's say we have direct quotation between dollar and INR. We have direct quotation between dollar and suppose that it is yen. But assume that we do not have a direct quotation between yen and your INR. If we have this kind of situation, so if we have to calculate how many yen is equal to आपका 1 INR, or 1 INR is equal, 1 yen is equal to how many INR, so that is, for that sake, we will use आपका chain rule. Chain rule means in this particular situation, आपका dollar is working linking the both the currencies, आपका rupee and your yen. ठीक है, so ये दो currencies को link करने का काम कर रहा है. ठीक है, so we do the cross multiplication, and with that cross multiplication we get to know the amount as well. ठीक है, so what we will do in this particular case आपका, ठीक है, what we will do in this particular case, so for like from this rupee, let's say this is 1 lakh. ठीक है, so from this first we will purchase the dollar. ठीक है, let's say we got $10,000. ठीक है, so with this these dollars we will dispose of against the yen आपका, and we'll get to know the conversion also. Okay, so what is the conversion and all, so that is mentioned here. Now this kind of question you guys can also expect for half marks or 1 mark sometime. Okay? If rate of Mumbai $1 is 78.18 and the rate of London market is $1 is equal to 0.83 euro. Okay? So we will get $1 for this, and for $1 US we will get आपका 0.3 euro. ठीक है, so if we have to calculate the chain rule आपका, and if we had to calculate 1 euro is equal to how many rupees, so what we are doing in this particular case, 0.83 euro is equal to $1. So that means we are doing simple cross multiplication. So 1 euro is equal to 78.18 divided by 0.83, so and we are reaching to this particular value. Okay, Acha, this is clear guys, because this been asked so many times, so you have to be very careful around this particular one. And if you have any doubt related to this particular one, so I'll try to help you out with those particular one. Correct है? इतना आपका ठीक है. So please do remember this one, and if you got any queries, you can send me on Telegram also. ठीक है? Bid rate and offer rate, I hope everyone knows around this particular one also. Okay? So when it comes to the bid rate and offer rate now, so it is like, let's say $1 is equal to 84.5060. Okay? So this is the quotation and this is a direct quotation, and since 1992 onwards we have we generally quote currencies most of the time in direct quotation itself. Okay? So that means in this particular case, if you quote the buy rate, okay, so what will be your buy rate? Who will tell guys? What will be your buy rate in this particular case, and what will be your sell rate? Okay? So when it comes to the buy rate, it is आपका 84.50. Buyer want to buy this particular one at 84.40 and seller want to sell this one at 84.60. Okay? So buyer always want to buy at lower price and seller always want to sell this particular one at आपका higher price. ठीक है. Now this is, let's say this is your spot rate. ठीक है. ये हमारा क्या है? आपका spot rate है. Now in case of आपका future or forward contract, it can be in premium. ठीक है. There can be two cases. It can be in premium. So let's say premium means आपका the current rate is 84.40. 3 month later contract, the prices is suppose that 85.2030. Okay? So this is the case of your premium. Premium cases, आपका it is as simple as that. Okay? When it comes to premium, so when your spot rate is greater than your आपका when your I just have wrong. So when it comes to the premium आपका, ठीक है, so when your forward rate is greater than your spot rate, ठीक है, that is the situation of premium. As in this situation, the spot rate is this, and this is आपका this, and this when sometimes they ask ना कि this is a situation where our currency is in premium, ठीक है, तो हमारी जो currency है वो premium में है. Now this premium will added in buy rate or sell rate. So what will be your correct answer? It will get added in both आपका, ठीक है, buy rate as well as in your sell rate. Here buy rate is आपका 85.20 and here it is आपका 85.30. So in this case it is 85.20 and here it was 84.50. So the premium will get added in buy rate as well as in selling rate. Okay? When it comes to the another one, that is your discount case. Okay? When it comes to the discount case, so discount case is something where we have, let's say the currency is trading at in future. The simple formula is when your forward rate is less than your spot rate, okay? And let's say it is traded 6 month contract आपका of USD INR is trading at 82.7080, okay? And this discount will get or when it comes to the discount thing, so it will be minus from both the cases. Buy rate here it is 82.70 and in this case sell rate is आपका 82.80, ठीक है. Here it was 84.50 and here it was आपका 84.60 आपका, ठीक है. Understood guys? Is this clear? ठीक है. So please do remember this one, because to solve the case studies and all na, you will be requiring this understanding. Otherwise, like when you calculate the forward, so forward आपका that forward the spot rate, okay, then if it is a case of premium, we have to add this particular one, okay, and if it is case of आपका discount, you have to minus that particular one, okay, margin and other areas which will be part of that particular one, okay. Now the dealing rooms, so we will be discussing आपका that case studies in detail in dedicated session. If you want to watch, I have done one session 2 months ago, 1 and 2 for unit 1 and 2, but this time I'll come up with a fresh set of questions and multiple case studies. At least 7 case studies are given in your book itself. We will be discussing those one also, and along with that आपका there is one another set आपका minimum 10 to 12 case studies around One is something around the similar type of question, another one is around the conceptual things which get asked in the past itself. ठीक है, तो केस स्टडीज में कोई भी ढील नहीं होगी, but for that sake you just have to build a simple understanding around the concept. If you know the concept ना, you won't face that much of issues है नहीं, तो थोड़ा थोड़ा करके कॉन्सेप्ट पे काम करिए, वो आपको हेल्प करेगा. ठीक है, so when it comes to the foreign exchange dealing room, so we have 3 ऑफिस आपका, फ्रंट ऑफिस, mid office and back office. ठीक है, so when it comes to the front office, so front office is generally known for the deal origination, ठीक है, buying and selling. This is आपका where basically we have a chief dealers, under that we have number of dealers, ठीक है, they execute the trade आपका, buy sell आपका. ठीक है, and when it comes to the mid office is generally known for risk management and MIS risk management with the help of MIS things. And back office is generally known for your one-to-one settlements or आपका that reconciliation things and others, they generally done by this particular one. तो तीनों ऑफिस आपका, ठीक है, we have 3 ऑफिस. If you see the structure आपका, front office execution of trade, mid office risk management, and back office आपका one-to-one settlement. ठीक है, they generally take care around those particular things. So this is something you can take help from this one, and this was also very important one. Please do not take this particular one lightly. ठीक है, देखो ये important क्यों है, because the same things you will see in your treasury management also. ठीक है, even the treasury office is also categorized in the same direction and all. ठीक है, so fund management, Nostro accounts, ठीक है, exchange foreign exchange advisory management, ALM आपका, ALM is a job which is done by the treasury department. ठीक है, dealing in the interbank market, trading in the interbank market, and compliances will common in everywhere. Compliances means the guidelines, rules, regulation. ABM module C बहुत बड़ा है, बहुत क्वेश्चन भी देखेंगे इसमें. ठीक है, so for every office we have some sort of compliances and that we have to fulfill. ठीक है, तो this is something which is common in all the 3 office. ठीक है, second आपका mid office, market risk, liquidity risk, country risk. एल्को आपका एसेट लाइबिलिटी कमेटी और एसेट लाइबिलिटी मैनेजमेंट कमेटी, रिपोर्टिंग टू द टॉप मैनेजमेंट, दैट जनरली. सो मेजरली इट इज नोन फॉर द रिस्क मैनेजमेंट. एंड द फाइनल वन इज आपका बैक ऑफिस, कंफर्मेशन ऑफ डील्स, सेटलमेंट, अकाउंटिंग ऑफ डील्स, reconciliation, and audit facilitation and reporting, that generally comes under this particular one. So the entire office is further categorized among these 3 different areas. Alright guys, तो थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखेंगे इसको सभी लोग, and their workings and their key areas and all. ठीक है, चलो now the entire process of the deal आपका execution. ठीक है, so foreign exchange dealing room, their entire activities, first one is deal process. ठीक है, the deal itself should be standard as possible and must follow the established deal procedures, means आपका the compliance or means आपका the guidelines आपका. ठीक है, the exposure limit, deal size and others, that must be other too. The deal procedure should also outline how treasury should select the appropriate investment instruments आपका. ठीक है, by keeping in mind around the diversification and all these kind of things. Authorized transactions, once the appropriate instrument has been identified, we are going to make investment in this particular one, and outline transaction itself should be authorized. Individual treasury team members will have their own deal limits, which may vary according to the instrument type. Properly documented prior approvals of counterparties is very essential, and this can save the institution and the dealers also. Basically, we do have board approval policies around these particular thing, around the individual exposure limit or आपका the portfolio size or the instrument wise holdings and others. So they generally comes under this. ठीक है, तो foreign exchange dealing room, we have 4-5 stages under this particular one. Again, very important. So this is your very first one and this is your second one. Third one is आपका confirmed transaction. ठीक है, so once the deal ticket has been produced, it should be passed to the back office for the confirmation. There should be a clear segregation of duties. This means no one party to the deal in the deal agreements, dealer or anyone who authorized the deal, should be involved in the confirmation. Okay? They should not part of the confirmation things because they are part of the front office. Okay? This is the confirmation things is generally done by the back office. ठीक है, and there should be, मतलब ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आपका वही डील एग्जीक्यूट कर रहा है एंड वही आपका कंफर्मेशन भी कर रहा है. ठीक है, देन सेटलमेंट इंस्ट्रक्शंस आपका फोर्थ वन. After confirmation, the deal should be prepared for the settlement. Detailed settlement instructions should be part of any mandate or the other contract as well. ठीक है, so please do remember these particular one. Then आपका reconciliation. ठीक है, so basically what we are doing, we are matching आपका all the deals which we have settled. ठीक है, तो let's say this was the buyer, this is the seller, आपका this was the value और both दोनों के debit credits and others which is generally part of the reconciliation. ठीक है, reconciliation आपका it is something कि where we are matching the transactions आपका, we are doing some sort of आपका concurrent audits on the existing transaction. Once the transaction has been settled, the back office team must reconcile all the relevant documentation for accounting and its audit purpose. Backup system, the final one आपका. ठीक है, the dealing procedures will include reference to any backup processes it in the event of failure in the preferred system. ठीक है, these must be reflected in the agreements with counterparties as well. ठीक है, so this is something one. ठीक है, so these are the steps which are generally get involved in your forex trading आपका deal आपका. ठीक है, now Foreign Exchange Dealers Association of India and RBI. ठीक है, I hope everybody know about this particular institution, especially this RBI के बारे में तो हर कोई जानते हैं. ठीक है, so Foreign Exchange Dealers Association of India, this is a kind of a self-regulatory organization. This work as a self-regulatory organization, as we have for our bank we have IBA, or for mutual fund we have MFI, or for money market or your derivatives we have FIMDDA. So that is similarly like this also we have for forex things, for the trading purposes, for the dispute handling among the members and others. So we have Foreign Exchange Dealers Association of India. Okay, they generally basically they work as a SRO, self-regulatory organization, and they take care about these particular this particular business on behalf of RBI, and they generally focus on the innovations and all, new things in other areas, also part of this one. So Reserve Bank of India, being a central bank of the country and custodian of the forex, they generally deal with this one, and RBI have given power under FEMA Act 1999. Okay? Reserve Bank of India, which generally give license to the banks as authorized dealers. We have authorized dealers category 1, category 2, category 3, and FFMCs, full-fledged money changers. Okay? RBI also issue money changers license to a large number of established firm, companies, hotels, shop to deal with the foreign exchange. जैसे होता है ना कई बार, if you visit some 5-star and 7-star hotels, even in abroad also. So what you'll see, there are one counter where they are generally converting the INR into dollars, or even in domestic airport also. When you visit any international airport and all, so at airport premises, you will also see these are generally get license from RBI as a आपका FFMCs. Otherwise, we have आपका these authorized dealers and all, they are generally part of this one. Okay? So this is the chart, very very important one, guys. I hope everybody knows around this one, but still I just want some concentration on this particular one. Okay? So authorized dealers, we have 3 categories, 1, 2, 3. One is something related to the all commercial banks and all, and they have maximum right to execute current account as well as capital account transaction. तो सबसे ज्यादा जो ट्रांजेक्शन हैंडल होते हैं वो ऑथराइज डीलर 1 के द्वारा. ऑथराइज डीलर 2 इज समथिंग लाइक जैसे आरआरबीज हैं और अदर कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स व्हिच आर नॉट पार्ट ऑफ द ऑथराइज डीलर्स 1. और इसके अलावा दिस कैटेगरी 3 व्हिच इज आपका DFIs. ठीक है, देयर आर सम DFIs like SIDBI, EXIM and all. So they usually do not deal with the current account transaction. Mostly they are in capital account transaction or other business related transaction. They are generally part of that particular one. Okay? So authorized dealers category 1 bank, they can handle all current and capital account transactions, okay? Which include all the commercial banks and all. Okay? 2 आपका entities that can deal in transaction of foreign exchange which are non-traded in nature. Okay? And authorized dealer 3 which generally comes under this one. FFMCs आपका, ठीक है, purchase of foreign currency, foreign exchange, and sale of for private and business visit abroad, so they generally comes under this particular category. Okay. Foreign Exchange Dealers Association of India, again very important one. 1958 RBI approved this particular self-regulatory organization, and here it is mentioned. Okay, please do remember this one also. And they generally facilitate in these many ways. Okay. It generally provides some rates also, but basically the core idea is similar to IBA. जैसे IBA हमारे बैंक के लिए काम करता है, वैसे ही for forex dealers or forex these authorized dealers category 1 2 3 FFMCs, it generally support them, it generally help them to grow their business, or if there is some dispute between the parties and all, to solve those particular dispute, if they have some sort of concern, so to provide those particular concern with RBI or with government of India, that is generally done by this particular institution. Apart from this, आपका basically Foreign Exchange Dealer Association of India prescribe guidelines rule for the market operations, merchant rates, quotations, delivery dates, holidays, interest on defaults, etc. In terms of RBI directives, authorized dealers are member of, like if anyone who becoming member of RBI as authorized dealers, they automatically become member of Foreign Exchange Dealer Association of India. जैसे किसी को banking license मिलता है, तो they automatically become member of IBA. So similarly here also, ठीक है. So option period can be specified by the customers in case of forward. नहीं, this is something new, sorry. This is आपका not part of this one, ठीक है. The event आपका no. ये कुछ मैंने गड़बड़ कर दिया है. Please ignore this one, ठीक है. Please ignore this one, ठीक है. This part you did just this should be part of the option areas, but it came here आपका, ठीक है. Now the next one is आपका derivatives. So we have 4 type of derivatives आपका: future, forward, options and swap, ठीक है. These derivatives are further categorized between 2 parts. One is exchange traded derivative. When it comes to the exchange traded derivative, we have future and options, ठीक है. And swap and forwards are OTC. OTC means over the counters, means like these are the private agreements or contract between 2 parties, ठीक है. They are negotiable in nature. Negotiable means customizable in nature, not negotiable, ठीक है. So they are customizable in nature. Parties, those who are entering in these kind of contract, they can negotiate the term and condition of the contract. But when it comes to the exchange traded derivatives like future and options, they are like they are standardized in nature, and the standardization is generally done by the exchange itself, like BSC, NSC and all, okay? So that generally comes under this particular one. So derivative, I hope everybody know about this one. I have done one session for 2-3 hours, 1 hour 45 minutes for on derivative itself, okay? So you can go with this one. And here it like when it comes to the forex, so nowadays foreign currencies also they get traded, they do have their options, they do have their future contracts and all, so that's why they have given the limited scope to this one, okay? So mostly they can be part of your future option, they can be part of any type of derivative. Basically future options आपका swap, mostly it is swap when it comes to the C2C business आपका, ठीक है. That B2B business आपका, business to business areas, in where bank they are having some client from the exporters, importers or any other business house, ठीक है. And for retail mostly it is in the term of future and options for the trading purpose, ठीक है. So currencies are also available for the trading. 1990s onwards we do have the syllabus, so we can buy and sell foreign currencies in the demat form also, okay? So that generally part of this particular one, okay? So this portion, if you want, you can go through this particular one with the help of PDF also, but we will be discussing it with treasury management in detail, because where the role or the uses of derivative is very high, okay? So in especially swaps आपका, and swap we have type of swaps. In this case we have interest rate swap and currency swap, okay? These two swaps आपका, which swap is basically flip of position, like in case when it comes to the interest rate swap, 2 parties they are exchanging interest rate, okay? It can be in different currencies also, okay? And currency swap it can be principal only or principal plus interest only आपका, ठीक है. Principal or interest combination, with combination of principal and interest also, okay? So where one party is from one country and another party is from some other countries and all, so they are exchanging their positions with fixed versus floating, okay? When it comes to the swap, it is all about the exchange of position, where one party which generally going with the fixed rate, and another party is shifting from fixed rate to floating rate or vice versa, right? Mahesh sir, we are targeting 5 units, तो देखते हैं कितने तक जाता है. So unit 2 आपका. Now unit 2 LRS. LRS from this particular unit ना, one area is very very important, ठीक है. So that is permissible and non-permissible areas, ठीक है. Then we have operational guidelines also, ठीक है, and current account and capital account transactions, and one is आपका just TCS, ठीक है. So you guys can expect one case study around the this particular area also. ठीक है. तो these areas, these 3 areas are very very important one. ठीक है. I hope everybody knows about the LRS scheme, liberalized remittance scheme. The scheme was introduced by RBI on 4th of February 2004, ठीक है, with an initial limit of how much? Who will tell? जो लोग बोर हो रहे हैं आंसर कर दो, ठीक है. So what was the initial limit of LRS when RBI launched this particular scheme on 4th of February 2004, ठीक है. So now the current limit is 2,50,000 US dollar. This scheme is only and only for individuals including minors. It is not for corporate houses, HNIs and others, ठीक है. तो basically अगर हम LRS की बात करते हैं, ठीक है, so basically individuals they can do आपका current account means current account remittances as well as capital account remittances. Current accounts, which is something like, let's say if we are going abroad for travel purpose or for education, for medical treatments and all, so these are the current account transactions. Capital account where as an individual we are making some sort of investment abroad outside India आपका, ठीक है. तो that can be in a joint stock company or it can be a wholly owned subsidiary also, ठीक है. हाँ, what was the limit initially? It was 25,000 US dollar. सो मत जाना, हाँ मैं यहाँ लगा पड़ा हूँ और आप लोग आराम से सो रहे हैं, ऐसा मत करना, ठीक है. So LRS scheme basically to facilitate individuals so they can easily remit money abroad. That was the primary idea of this particular scheme, ठीक है. So basically these are the areas. अब यहाँ पे ना when you will study this particular scheme, there are 3 major areas for your exam viewpoints, ठीक है. One is आपका schedule 1 non-permissible areas, another schedule 2 permissible areas or semi-permissible areas where you have to take prior approval from government departments or ministries. Third one is आपका permissible areas. These are the permissible areas, ठीक है, schedule 3 of LRS. But schedule 1 and 2 are very very important one. We'll come to those particular one also, ठीक है. So as an individual we can use this particular scheme to remit money abroad for private visit except Nepal and Bhutan, ठीक है. Gift or donation, going abroad for employments, immigration, maintenance of close relative, travel for business, expenses in connection with the medical treatments abroad and studies abroad, ठीक है. LRS is आपका बहुत important है और that one case study you can expect based on the TCS things also. We'll discuss that one also, ठीक है. So current accounts, we have current account and capital accounts. Capital accounts which is generally defined under section 2 subsection E of FEMA Act, ठीक है. And current accounts आपका section 2 subsection J of FEMA Act this, ठीक है. So basically when it comes to current accounts means transaction other than capital account include payment connected to ट्रेड ट्रेवल्स मेडिकल फैमिली एंड अदर्स, ठीक है. नॉर्मल जो आपके यूजर्स होते हैं, हम घूमने के लिए जा रहे हैं, अदर्स मेडिकल पर्पज या अदर्स, एंड दिस इज समथिंग आपका कैपिटल अकाउंट ट्रांजेक्शन विच इज आपका एसेट्स एंड लाइबिलिटीज. वी आर इन्वेस्टिंग इन सम joint stock companies or we are creating some wholly owned subsidiaries abroad. For that sake also you can use this particular scheme आपका, ठीक है. Non-permissible area, this is very very important area guys. So please do remember these particular non-permissible area which is your schedule 1 of LRS scheme, ठीक है. So remittance for any purpose specifically prohibited under schedule 1, these are like purchase of lottery ticket, sweepstake and prescribed magazines or any item restricted under schedule 2 of foreign exchange आपका. Will come to schedule 2 also, ठीक है. Remittances from India for margin or margin calls means डेरिवेटिव ट्रेडिंग्स अब्रॉड आपका दूसरे कंट्रीज के जो डेरिवेटिव्स में इन्वेस्टमेंट है, तो मार्जिन भी रिक्वायर्ड टू इन्वेस्ट इन डेरिवेटिव्स, ठीक है. वन इनिशियल वैल्यू which is around 5 to 10% of the overall contract value which you have to pay at the time of while you enter in that contract, and you have to maintain that particular one on M2M basis, mark to market basis. तो margin के payment के लिए margin call means when there is a shortfall in the margin, so that call arise, that is called margin call. ठीक है, उसके लिए नहीं हो सकता, means foreign trading के लिए नहीं हो सकता. ये simple सा point यहाँ पे है. ठीक है, remittance for purchase of foreign currency convertible bonds issued by Indian companies. ठीक है, issued by Indian companies in the overseas secondary market. ठीक है, capital account remittances directly or indirectly, countries which are identified under FATF. ठीक है, remittances directly or indirectly to individual and entities which are terrorist organization and all. ठीक है, significance, risk of committing act of terrorism and all. So they are like list is provided by RBI and we can not remit there also. ठीक है, हाँ, पंकज सर ने $25,000 लिखा है, बहुत लेट आपका आंसर मिला सर. ठीक है, चलो अब से दिस इज योर शेड्यूल 1. ठीक है, नॉट अलाउड एरियाज. LR ऐसे क्वेश्चन बहुत मिलेंगे, प्लीज बी केयरफुल अराउंड दिस वन. ठीक है, सेकंड वन इज आपका दिस इज समथिंग वेयर वी हैव टू टेक अ प्रायर अप्रूवल फ्रॉम RBI. ठीक है, प्रायर अप्रूवल फ्रॉम नॉट RBI, सॉरी, प्रायर अप्रूवल फ्रॉम गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स और मिनिस्ट्रीज. ठीक है, तो ये लिस्ट भी आपका, and they can frame a very nice question around this one for 1 marks. ठीक है, तो जैसे remittance toward cultural tour, we need prior approval from Department of Education and Culture under Ministry of Human Resource and Development. ठीक है, तो ये याद करने वाली चीज है. This you have to memorize anyhow. ठीक है, प्रैक्टिस में हम लोग उसको करेंगे, बहुत सारे अलग अलग डायमेंशन से क्वेश्चन आपको देखने के लिए मिलेंगे, तो प्रैक्टिस आपको इसको याद करने में मदद करेगी. बट स्टिल दीज आर द पॉइंटर्स ना, जैसे शेड्यूल 1 वर्स 2 3 आप एग्जाम में हॉल में एंटर करने से पहले भी एक बार इनको रिवाइज मार सकते हैं. ठीक है, सो एडवर्टीजमेंट इन फॉरेन प्रिंट मीडिया बाय स्टेट गवर्नमेंट और PSUs, सो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस आपका. ठीक है, remittances toward freight vessels chartered by PSU, Ministry of Surface Transport, payment of import through ocean transfer on CIF basis, government or department PSUs, Ministry of Surface, remittances of hiring charges of transponders, TV channel, ISP, others. ठीक है, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting or Information Technology, prize money where it is more than $1 lakh. ठीक है, 1 lakh, this was get asked in your previous to previous examination. ये वाला पॉइंट जो उसने वहां पे आपका पूछा गया था. ठीक है, प्रीवियस टू प्रीवियस मींस लास्ट ईयर, आपका लास्ट ईयर जून के अंदर. ठीक है, सो remittances of prize money, sponsorship of sports activities abroad by a person other than international or state or your आपका sports bodies, and where the amount involved is, let's say as an individual you are sponsoring some sports events outside India and the prize money is you are giving $1 lakh or $5 lakh. In that case you will be require a prior approval from आपका यूथ अफेयर्स और आपका मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ ह्यूमन रिसोर्स HRD. ठीक है, सो HRD मिनिस्ट्री से यू विल बी रिक्वायरिंग अप्रूवल्स आपका. ठीक है, सो वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, प्लीज ध्यान रखिएगा. नाउ शेड्यूल 3, दिस वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड. ठीक है, दीज आर द एरियाज वेयर यू कैन और एज ए इंडिविजुअल वी कैन रेमिट मनी अब्रॉड आपका. ठीक है, सेम चीजें आपकी. ठीक है, दिस वी हैव डिस्कस्ड अर्लियर आल्सो. तो जैसे तो 3 एरियाज आपका, 3 मेजर एरियाज. शेड्यूल 1 आपका prohibited areas, there is we do not have any sort of leniency in all. ठीक है, government और RBI they have clearly mentioned कि these are the prohibited areas. ठीक है, where we cannot remit money as an individual using LRS scheme. ठीक है, these are the semi approved areas where or semi approved areas where we have to take prior approval from ministries or the departments. ठीक है, and these are the permitted areas. Schedule 3 आपका. ठीक है, for like these are the areas where we can use LRS scheme to remit money abroad as well. I hope this is clear. हाँ, definitely. Verma sir, for sure you will get the this PDF आपका just after the session. I'll upload. ठीक है, no worries about the PDF. I have given you choice कि if you are comfortable in readings आपको लगता है आप खुद से मैनेज कर सकते हैं, I'll give you PDF for each and all sessions. ठीक है, I'll upload on app, download, take print out. That's why I'm keeping this text in white. आपका white में क्या होता है ना, you can take the print out, तो वो आपको visible होता है. ठीक है, this few people they gave me this suggestion also, तो वहां से ये चीज आया था. ठीक है, now operational guidelines. ठीक है, so operational guidelines while we do remit money abroad, So we have to follow some procedures. ठीक है, there is one form called form A2. Form A2 is very important. ठीक है, that get asked so many times. तो थोड़ा सा उसको ध्यान रखना है आपको. ठीक है, so form A2. So the Exchange Management Act आपका that LRS available to all resident this. ठीक है, so the sequence is basically something like this. We have to visit a bank branch which is authorized dealers in nature. ठीक है, they have RBI license. Make sure आपका PAN card is mandatory. Follow the anti money laundering आपका AML guidelines and all. ठीक है, we have to fill form A2. ठीक है, form A2. So the entire journey is basically once you will approach to authorized dealers, or even let's say if we are working as a part of the authorized dealer branch. ठीक है, forex branch. ठीक है, so people they generally connect us and we generally ask to fill them a form that is called form A2. ठीक है, form A2 which include आपका basically which include the sources of money और आपका the purpose code. ठीक है, for what purpose we are sending this money abroad. ठीक है, and we generally ask for some sort of declaration जहाँ पे उनको लिखना होता है कि they haven't breached the overall 2,50,000 limits and all. ठीक है, and if they fall under the TCS applicability, we ask them to pay the TCS also. ठीक है, because we are the seller, so we have to collect that particular one. ठीक है, so the entire journey is something like this. पहला, this is our form A2. ठीक है, आपको इसका कोई जरूरत नहीं है, but just you have to remember this name. Then the customer declaration, applicant declaration, and then finally we provide the certificate आपका after verifying all the details in others. ठीक है, now TCS वाला part is very important. Now I hope everybody know the rule of TCS आपका. ठीक है, so TCS, when it comes to the TCS आपका, ठीक है, so we have three areas आपका. ठीक है, TCS में there are few things जो changes आपके हुए थे. ठीक है, so for आपका education purpose. ठीक है, education purpose when the source of money is they have taken loan from India. ठीक है, any institution 0.50%. For medical purpose आपका, ठीक है, medical purpose it is 5%, and for others आपका since October 2023 it is 20%. ठीक है, and this scheme is subject matter of आपका TCS collection. ठीक है, that is tax collection at source, and threshold for TCS threshold is how much आपका 10 lakh as of now. ठीक है, अभी ये 10 lakh है, बट अर्लियर इट वॉज 7 लाख. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे ना दो तरीके के केसेस होंगे. ठीक है, यू विल सी टू टाइप ऑफ केसेस. यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट टू टाइप ऑफ केसेस इन दिस सिचुएशन. वन इज आपका दे कैन गिव यू, लेट्स से there is a person Mr. X who remit money in financial year 2024-25. These are the remittances like June month आपका suppose that it was 5 lakhs. ठीक है, आपका अगस्त मंथ इट वॉज लेट्स से 10 lakh. ठीक है, एंड इन द मंथ ऑफ फेब्रुवरी इट वॉज सपोज फेब्रुवरी नेक्स्ट ईयर मीन्स आपका. ठीक है, फॉर दिस फाइनेंशियल ईयर. ठीक है, दिस इज जून आपका अगस्त फेब्रुवरी, लेट्स से इट इज 10 lakh अगेन. ठीक है, एंड द पर्पज इज सपोज दैट मेडिकल पर्पज. ठीक है, इट इज फॉर मेडिकल पर्पज. सो नाउ इफ यू गेट दिस काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स, in this case you have to, it is about the previous financial year, so we will use this 7 lakh threshold to answer this question. ठीक है, ये बन जाएगा ना, तो हमारा टोटल कितना 25 lakhs. 25 lakhs means 25 lakhs minus 7 lakh. ठीक है, so remaining आपका 17 lakhs, 17 ही होता ना, 18 lakhs आपका. ठीक है, 18 ही होता ना, 25 हाँ 18 lakhs. ठीक है, 18 lakhs का at the rate 5%. ठीक है, so this is the this will be the TCS on this one. Now अब यहाँ पे ना एक और तरीके से वो आपको ये पूछ सकते हैं. ठीक है, let's say for the financial year 2025-26 in the, or they can mention the current financial year. ठीक है, current financial year this is the transaction of Mr. A. ठीक है, जिसने ये transactions किए हैं remittances आपका again let's say for medical purpose and all. ठीक है, तो ये थोड़ा सा ना ये जो date वाला एरिया है. ठीक है, you have to be very careful around the date. डेट एक तो आपका ईयर, लेट्स से इफ इट इज दिस, तो वी हैव टू अप्लाई द थ्रेशोल्ड. ठीक है, थ्रेशोल्ड ऑफ कितना आपका 10 lakhs इन दिस सिचुएशन. ठीक है, दूसरा देयर इज वन अनदर सिचुएशन. ठीक है, कि दे कैन गिव यू सम एरियाज आल्सो. ठीक है, देयर आर टू डेट फ्रॉम हियर एंड टू डेट फ्रॉम दैट अनदर कंट्री, अनदर आपका फाइनेंशियल ईयर. ठीक है, तो ये मिक्स मैच भी आपका हो सकता है, तो प्लीज ध्यान रखिएगा, ठीक है। In that case it will be 20% आपका, ठीक है। It will be the normal rate, it will be the normal rate in that particular case. Pankaj sir, for your question, ठीक है। योगेश सर ना हर सेशन में आकर के ऐसा डरा करके चले जाते हैं सर। इन iOS कैसे पीडीएफ मिलेगा? राकेश सर, यू हैव टू डाउनलोड क्लास प्लस एप्लीकेशन, ठीक है। क्लास प्लस, इफ यू कैन जस्ट पिंग मी ऑन टेलीग्राम, ठीक है। इट्स अ क्लास प्लस एप्लीकेशन, ठीक है। तो अगर आप क्लास प्लस की एप्लीकेशन को डाउनलोड करेंगे, इट विल आस्क फॉर अ कोड, ठीक है, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कोड, एंड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कोड इज ORG कोड, इट विल आस्क, ठीक है। कोड इज आपका ECXOIO, ठीक है। सो इफ यू यूज दिस पर्टिकुलर वन, दिस इज आई, हाँ। तो इफ यू यूज दिस जस्ट टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट, ठीक है। ECXOIO, if you enter this particular one, directly land to this. देखो, I do not have any issue with Telegram things. Telegram पे the problem is people used to join that one, then they do not have access to the old chat and all, ठीक है, पहली चीज। दूसरा, on app you will get the mock test also, ठीक है, in the free section itself. So module wise mock I'll add, so that is eventually going to help you out, ठीक है। So once you clear the CIB examination, हटा देना, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। बट अभी के लिए that is the solution from my side, कि मेरे को वो अच्छा लगता है कि मेरे लिए बार बार आपका चीजों को मॉनिटर नहीं करना पड़ता है, ठीक है सर। आई होप यू गॉट दिस पर्टिकुलर वन। आगे बढ़े, और क्या कहते हैं योगेश सर, आपका बिल्कुल ख्याल रखा जाएगा, टेंशन मत लीजिए। दिस इज क्लियर ना गाइस, दिस इज क्लियर आपका। तो ये थोड़ा सा इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड कि यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट वन केस स्टडी अराउंड दिस वन ऑल्सो, भले ही इट इज फॉर हाफ मार्क्स, सॉरी 1 मार्क्स एंड ऑल, बट दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, ठीक है, क्योंकि हमारे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है और आपका आसानी से बनाया जा सकता है, ठीक है। मिक्स फाइनेंशियल ईयर का कैसे कैलकुलेट होगा? मिक्स फाइनेंशियल ईयर का दैट इज आपका ना, जैसे लेट्स से, मतलब वहां पे कई बार क्या होगा ना, व्हाट विल हैपन, लेट्स से आई विल गिव यू वन सिचुएशन, ठीक है। वैसे हम ये केस स्टडीज में डिस्कस करते बेहतर रहता है, ठीक है। लेट्स से देयर इज अ इंस्टीट्यूशन व्हिच हैव, उन्होंने क्या लिखा, फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2024-25 आपका, दीज आर द रेमिटेंसेस, लाइक लेट्स से इन द मंथ ऑफ जून, ठीक है, दे हैव डन अ रेमिटेंस ऑफ 10 लाख, ठीक है। एंड आपका, सॉरी, इट इज लेट्स से 2 लाख, ठीक है, 2 लाख, चलो इसको 10 बड़ा अमाउंट ले लेते हैं, ठीक है। सो लेट्स से दे हैव डन फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन इज 5 लाख, ठीक है। एंड इन अगस्त दे हैव रेमिट मनी अराउंड आपका 5 lakhs, ठीक है। इन नवंबर दे हैव डन आपका लेट्स से 12 lakhs, ठीक है। एंड अब देखो यहाँ पे ना, फाइनेंशियल, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दे विल नॉट मेंशन दिस पर्टिकुलर वन, ठीक है। सो दीज आर द डेट्स, these are the dates, assume की these are the dates for your आपका, these are the dates for your आपका financial year 2024-25, ठीक है। and here it is a date, let's say it is April 25 2025, these all are in 24, ठीक है, these all are in 2024, and April 2025 they did a remittance of another remittance of 10 lakh, ठीक है। now this is the one, ठीक है। so if they are asking you to calculate आपका आपका TCS obligation on this particular person, and now they'll ask you question around 25-4-5 और 25-26, तो थोड़ा सा ना वो ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा आपको, ठीक है। समटाइम देखो वहां पे क्या होता है ना, इतना प्रेशर रहता है, BFM का सब्जेक्ट है, वैसे ही थोड़ा सा हम ऊपर नीचे हो जाते हैं, तो ये थोड़ा सा ना सेग्रीगेशन को याद रखिएगा, ठीक है। अब लेट्स से दे हैव गिवन यू ट्रांजेक्शन फॉर बोथ द फाइनेंशियल ईयर, बट ही इज आस्किंग फॉर दिस वन, तो अगर आप जल्दीबाजी में इसको भी ऐड कर दोगे ना, तो सारा मामला गड़बड़ हो जाएगा, ठीक है। सो यू जस्ट हैव टू स्टिक टू दीज पर्टिकुलर नंबर्स, लाइक 10 lakh, 22 lakh minus 7 lakh and into आपका 5% or whatever the rate is. And if they ask for only 20 current financial year, then you just have to use this one and there will be no TCS. Reason, because the threshold is 10 lakh, the remittance done by this person is again 10 lakh आपका, ठीक है। Connect sir, I hope you got this particular one, ठीक है। This is clear guys, everyone. Capital account transactions, ठीक है। So capital account transactions, for this capital account transactions, nowadays we have IFSC, or else we have to open on foreign currency account with IFSC, ठीक है। So with the help of that particular account, we can do these particular remittances, ठीक है। Now these provisions are very important one. So following provision need to be other, by the resident individuals. So basically, IFSC, where we generally open one foreign currency account, resident foreign currency account, and that resident foreign currency account is generally used for the remittances abroad or making these kind of investments आपका, ठीक है. So these are the guidelines आपका, these are very very important one. जैसे the remittances shall be made only for making investment in IFSC securities rather than other than those issued by entities or companies resident outside IFSC in India. Okay. Opening of the non-interest bearing foreign currency account in IFSC permitted to making the above permissible investment under the LRS. Any fund lying idle in the accounts, so within 15 days from the date of credit into the account shall be immediately repatriated to the domestic INR. So let's say if you have planned to invest some in some securities abroad, so let's say you have remitted funds in your foreign currency account, and that fund you are not using for the 10 days, 15 days and all. So after 15 days, you have to repatriate that particular one into INR itself. मतलब उसको आपको dollars, let's say you have earlier you have converted that particular one into dollar. Now again you have to convert it to that particular one from dollar to INR itself. Okay? No domestic transaction are permissible to be settled with other resident through the आपका foreign currency accounts. AD bank allowing such remittances on behalf of resident individual shall comply with all other terms and conditions, including reporting requirements under this particular scheme as well. Okay. Sri Ram sir, as per new it act, no TCS for the education in medical. No, it is part of that particular one. Okay. Sri Ram sir, as per my knowledge, it is part. I'll just check this particular one. Huh? I'll just look into this. Huh? If there is no remittance, it won't be possible, let's say. But if there is some sort of updates and all, I'll definitely confirm that particular one. Okay? So earlier one was that one, but this Finance Act or through that Finance Act, they proposed that particular new things. So I'll definitely check that particular one areas. Okay? Remittances for capital account nature can be made under LRS for these particular reasons. Okay? For what purposes we can remit these particular things? First one is acquisition and holding of shares both in listed and unlisted companies, acquisition of debt instruments, acquisition of qualification shares of the overseas companies for holding the post of directors. Then we have acquisition of shares of foreign company toward professional services rendered or in lieu of directors remuneration. Unit of mutual funds, venture capital, unrated debt securities, promissory note, etc. Setting up joint ventures wholly on subsidiary outside India, where the joint ventures or wholly owned subsidiary is engaged in bona fide business activity. So these are the permissible areas under this particular one. Okay? Direct investment outside India. So which is our investment can be either in listed company or unlisted company or a combination of both, subject to a maximum overall limit of 2,50,000 US dollar. Okay? No credit facility to be extended to facilitate capital account transaction. Okay? This point is very important. Okay? For current account it can be, but for capital account it is not permitted by RBI itself. Okay? Opening of bank account abroad permitted for facilitating and putting through the investment transaction. Remittances can be consolidated in respect of family. That means, let's say if there are three members of a family, they are actual owner of that wholly owned subsidiary which we are establishing abroad. Okay? So we can consolidate the amount of like 2,50,000 each, means आपका 5 lakh $7,50,000 आपका. ठीक है? I hope you got this particular point. Please read it carefully, and very important point. हाँ, बहुत important है. So remittances can be consolidated in respect of family members subject to individual family member complying with the term and conditions, and all family members are co-owners, co-partners of the overseas investments आपका. So that is something around this particular one. ठीक है? तो like jointly they can remit money आपका, but they should be part of the ownership of that particular wholly owned subsidiary or joint venture, whatever they are step listing. Okay? So documentation form A2 declaration, online submission, similar to for your as we fill for the your current account transactions. Okay? Simplified documentation for individual for amount up to 25,000 USD, subject to our satisfaction of authorized dealers. Okay? Declaration of source of funds, PAN numbers, form ODI. It is आपका overseas direct investment. ठीक है, whenever we do the direct investment outside India, ठीक है, when you will come to the आपका foreign investment and all, we will discuss this particular one. ठीक है, so let's say as an individual, if you are making some investment in foreign countries as a direct investment, that means you are becoming part of the company, like you are becoming direct owners आपका joint ventures or all, ठीक है, or you are starting a new venture outside India, so that is the subject matter of आपका, that is generally categorized overseas direct investment, and for that sake we have form ODI, ठीक है, along with this form A2 in normal cases. Part 1 of the form ODI to be submitted within 30 days of making first remittances. ठीक है, so form ODI is something like it is just opposite of FDI. ठीक है, just reverse of FDI. So as an individual, if you are making some direct investment outside India in joint ventures or wholly owned subsidiary, so for that sake you have to fill one form with authorized dealers category 1 bank, that is form ODI. ठीक है, part 1 of the form ODI to be submitted within 30 days of making the first remittance. Designated authorized dealer bank to report to RBI in form ODI part 1 and 2 within 30 days from the date of making the remittance by the resident individual. Resident individual should submit a share certificate, any other documents as a evidence within 6 months from the date of making those remittances. ठीक है, about the acquisition of the company or the other one. ठीक है, post investment changes, alterations in holding patterns in the reported to be designated authorized dealers within 30 days from the such date. Okay, let's say we have earlier as per the plan we are going to acquire 50% of the other company, but later on let's say we acquire only 40%, so you have to report that particular one also within 30 days आपका from that particular change itself. So that is again very important one. ठीक है, करेक्ट है, चलो. So reporting requirements under LRS, these are the simple guidelines, so please quickly go through. Earlier reporting of LRS, the authorized dealer bank was based on the declaration made by the resident individuals, and no independent reliable source for the verification were available. So nowadays, with effective from 2018, a daily reporting system by authorized dealer bank transaction undertaken by the resident individual has been put in the place by RBI. So that is आपका XBRL. There is one form. ठीक है, so authorized dealers are required to upload daily transaction wise information undertaken by the under the LRS scheme. ठीक है, even if they are not doing a single transaction, they have to report as a nil. ठीक है, but it is mandatory, they have to report on daily basis. The reporting daily transaction are to be reported on the XBRL platform. This is the RBI platform where they have to report on a daily basis. Next working day. Nil report, it is mentioned here. Nil report to be updated if there are no transaction on a particular business day. The data on such daily reportings is made available to the all authorized dealers and all. Okay? So that generally comes under this. Chalo. Now unit number 3 guys, unit number 3. So now next one aapka, we have correspondent banking and NRI banking. So in this case, we have some important areas. First, let's talk around those particular one. So Nostro, Vostro and Loro accounts. And the another one is aapka NRI accounts, rupee and foreign currency account, where we have NRE, NRO, FCNR and SNRR accounts. Last time they asked question around the SNRR accounts. But these all 4 account, NRE, NRO, FCNR and SNRR account. Very, very important one. Okay? Rest you can revise or you can go through this. So correspondent banking, this is a business basically. For our bank, it is not feasible to open branches in every country, right? So basically like ओपनिंग ब्रांचेस विच इन्वॉल्व लॉट्स ऑफ कॉस्ट, ठीक है। तो हम हर एक कंट्री में अपनी ब्रांच ओपन नहीं कर सकते, बट वी डू हैव सम आपका एग्जिस्टिंग और अपकमिंग कस्टमर्स दोज हु वांट टू रेमिट इन दोज पर्टिकुलर कंट्रीज or cities also. So for that sake, what we generally do, we generally enter into a contract with, or we generally open or maintain an account with the that country's bank itself. Okay, so we can do all these remittances and all. So correspondent banking, that another bank from another country, they are kind of our representative. If we have to do any transaction in their country, we are using that particular account. Okay, let's say it is as simple as that. I have opened my account with, let's say, SBI. Okay, so if I have to do any transaction, so I'll use that particular account. Similarly, for bank, if they have to do some remittances in that country on behalf of some customers and all, so they'll use that particular account. Okay, so we have Nostro account, and we have Vostro account, we have Loro account, three or mirror account also. Okay, mirror is basically replica of your Nostro account. Okay, for the reconciliation purpose. Otherwise, like a very simple one. Okay, so these are the areas. First part. Second part is आपका NRI banking. So what is, like, who is generally defined as NRI? That get asked so many times. ठीक है, NRI की definition, मतलब नॉन रेजिडेंट की डेफिनेशन क्या होती है? वी हैव टू एक्ट आपका इनकम टैक्स एक्ट 1961 एंड फेमा आपका 1999. ठीक है, सो उनकी डेफिनेशन एन NRE, NRO, and FCNR account, and SNRR accounts. These are the four important accounts from this particular. Their features and others, they generally get asked so many times. Okay? So, correspondent bank is a financial institution that provides services to another one, usually in another country. It act as an intermediary or agent. Okay? The basic one. Okay? So they generally help between correspondent bank and the banks in others. Basic one. Okay? They generally help us in fund transfer, settlements, check. Sorry, I'll change this. ठीक है, चेक क्लियरिंग आपका, ठीक है, चेक क्लियरिंग, वी हैव वायर ट्रांसफर, करेंसी एक्सचेंज एंड ऑल. ठीक है, सो टाइप ऑफ अकाउंट्स वी हैव एन आरओ नोस्ट्रो अकाउंट, आर मनी विद दिस. ठीक है, लेट्स से एसबीआई दे okay, let's say SBI open their accounts with some ABC Bank of, let's say, US. ठीक है, so this is आपका R money with you. ठीक है, that is your आपका Nostro account. ठीक है, so SBI open one account with ABC Bank with US. ठीक है, in US आपका, ठीक है, and it is in आपका foreign currency, dollar itself. ठीक है, and the replica of this particular account is get maintained by SBI itself. That is generally known as mirror accounts. ठीक है, दूसरा Vostro account, just opposite of this particular one. Let's say ABC Bank of US, they are maintaining one account with SBI in INR. ठीक है, it is a rupee accounts. ठीक है, to facilitate their customers in Indian economy आपका in India basically. ठीक है, that is Nostro account, your money with us. And Loro account is something, let's say there is another bank, PNB. Suppose that they do not have any Nostro account in XYZ country or in US. So they are maintaining an account with, they are remitting their transaction with the help of SBI or by using SBI's Nostro account. So that is your आपका Loro accounts. These are very simple one. I hope everybody knows about these things also. So the explanation is also given here. Nostro account, a foreign currency account. So it is a foreign currency account maintained by bank in home country with the bank in the host country. It means our account with you. Example, SBI Mumbai maintaining USD account with Citibank New York. ठीक है, Vostro account, a non-resident bank आपका, let's say that US bank or others. ठीक है, with home country banks आपका in home currency rupees. It is your money with us. American Express Bank New York maintaining rupee account with SBI Mumbai. ठीक है, Vostro account. ठीक है, Loro accounts, it refer to accounts of other banks, their account with them. ठीक है, for example, City Bank referring to rupee accounts of American Express. ठीक है, as I give you an example, RB that PNB using dollar account of SBI in आपका another country. So here it is आपका the reverse case itself. ठीक है, mirror accounts, while a bank maintain Nostro account with a foreign bank, mostly in foreign currency. It has to keep track of the account in the own books too. So this reflection or the shadow account of the Nostro account again. The entries in the mirror accounts are used for reconciliations of entries in Nostro account. The mirror account is maintained in two currencies. One is in foreign currency, another one is in home currency. Okay? Mirror account is clear now. I hope everyone knows about these one. But mirror account, sometimes we miss this particular one. Okay? Got it, guys? If you have any doubt, please do let me know. Huh? I'll try to explain that particular part. So objectives आपका functions of these the areas. Apart from those remittances, fund transfer, check clearing, and others, we also use these particular banks like LC आपका letter of credit advising team, LC confirmation, arranging buyers credit and suppliers credit. Okay? We have bankers acceptance, issuance of guarantee, foreign exchange services, custodial services, trade referrals, service related to investment of overnight surplus fund, short-term deposit. Then we have fundraising services like bonds, ADR, GDR, training and seminars on various topics on latest developments. Okay? So these are the areas where we generally use the correspondent branches itself. Okay? Chalo, next one. NRI banking, next part we will be talking about. Okay, electronic mode transfers आपका. This is also, there was one question around, I guess, chips or chaps last time itself. Okay. So they asked either it was based on chips or chaps, not on the Fedwire or your Swift. Swift is commonly used platform. Basically, it generally work as a we can say it work as a your it generally work as a it is a cooperative society, but these are the private businesses kind of. Fedwire is generally run by US Federal Bank, and Chips is from US and Chaps is from UK. ठीक है? तो they generally handle आपका high volume transactions, or mostly they have developed their business for the corporate houses and all. ठीक है? So Swift messaging is very important. ठीक है? That get asked, that we will practice through the case studies also. ठीक है? Swift messaging आपका you'll see ना, दिस MT 103 और आपका 103. ठीक है? और अदर मैसेजिंग सिस्टम आपका, तो इसके मैसेजिंग कोड बहुत बार पूछे जाता है आपको. ठीक है दोस्तों? सो स्विफ्ट सोसाइटी फॉर वर्ल्ड वाइड इंटरबैंक फाइनेंशियल टेलीकम्युनिकेशन, member owned cooperative societies. Please go this one. I'll fill my water. And guys, so so we have Swift BIC code, that is important. Okay? Bank identification code. Okay? So this is the one. So it's again 8 or 11 digit code where we have bank name or our country and city and branch. Okay? This is the sequence itself. Okay? So Swift BIC, it is similar to your IFSC. Okay? IFSC code. It is similar to us IFSC code. Okay? So first four characters which generally represent to the bank name like SBIN, PUNB. ठीक है? Next two आपका country code India IN. ठीक है? And next two character is basically location or city code, like if it is Mumbai MM. And last three which are optional in nature, and they generally represent to the individual branch आपका. ठीक है? Mumbai branch का whatever the code it is. ठीक है? So Swift provide services in a secured manner. These basically Swift provide messaging system for all these areas. आपका messaging solution for banking and payments, interbank, corporate services, cash management, compliance, thereby mitigating operational and compliance risk. Trade finance related messaging आपका. ठीक है? Similar securities related buy sell, forex and treasury related. Okay, so these are the core areas which generally Swift provide the their secured telecommunication or the basic messaging system and all, which generally provided by Swift itself. Okay. Chips आपका similar to Swift, we have these are the competitors of Swift basically. ठीक है. These are the similar companies which are privately run mostly आपका. ठीक है. Chips is from US and Chaps from UK. ठीक है. But they usually handle the high volume transfers. ठीक है. Like Chips, Swift is for आपका small as well as high volume everything. ठीक है. For government remittances and all. But this Chips and Chaps, they generally cater to corporate clients and all. Okay. So the clearinghouse bank payment system, Chips, is a clearinghouse from US for large banking transactions. Okay. Chips work by netting basis, netting debit and credit across transactions, providing both clearing and settlement service to its customer banks. Okay. There are two steps to processing funds transfer. One is clearing, another one is settling. Okay. So clearing is the transfer and confirmation of information. Settlement is actual transfer of funds between the payers, financial institution and the pay financial institution. Settlement discharges the obligations of the payer financial institution to the pay financial institution with respect to payment orders. Okay. CHAPS is one of the largest high value payments similar to chips आपका. ठीक है. It is generally it is from UK आपका. ठीक है. Bank of England who generally monitor or run this particular one. Financial institution in some of the large business use CHAPS to settle money, money market and foreign exchange transaction. Corporate use CHAPS for high value and time sensitive payments similar to RTGS. ठीक है. आपका individual may use CHAPS to buy high value items such as car or pay a deposit for the houses and all. ठीक है. So these are the one. Fedwire is from the Federal Reserve Bank. Again, this is a kind of, they also involve in the same business also. Okay. Now the next important part from this particular unit is your NRI banking. This is very important one. Okay. Because we will take this particular references from this. Swift is basically Swift. Tina ma'am, Swift is it work as a cooperative institution which is owned by multiple governments. It is owned by multiple, like India also, or like almost every country is part of that particular one. It is a similar to your cooperative institutions which is owned by many countries and all. So that is a kind, जैसे होता है ना गवर्नमेंट इंस्टीट्यूशन होता है, that is kind of a this, and which is working at the international level. But the remaining chips, chaps, fedwires, they are to the dedicated nations and they are kind of a competitors too, and they are providing similar type set of services to this one. But the Swift came first around 1967 or somewhere when we established this Swift system. Okay. So definition of NRI. This part is very important, guys. Please pay attention on this. So non-resident Indians need to be understood both from the point of view of Income Tax Act 1961 and FEMA Act 1999. Section 6 of Income Tax Act 1961 defined a non-resident Indian on the number of days a person stays outside India, and these number of days are how many? 182 days at present आपका. So if you are part of the let's say if you live in the outside India beyond 182 days, so that is categorized under NRI. Earlier it was 120 days or something. Now we have changed that particular one. An individual in India for at least 182 days at least 182 days in India in preceding financial year. So it can be any financial year. So they will be categorized as resident Indian. So like if we are living in India for after 182 days and more, so we will be, or any person who is living in this particular one, they will be categorized as resident Indian. Accordingly their tax liability will occur. जैसे होता है ना IPL के जो players होते हैं, foreign players, they used to go back आपका within time and all. पहले ऐसा बहुत होता था. So that is the one. If an individual in India for at least 365 days in last 4 financial year, like previous 4 financial years आपका, जैसे if it comes to the like let's say 2024 526, तो वहां से आपका प्रीवियस 4 आपका 4534 आपका 23 आपका 21 आपका 19, तो उसमें कितने डेज आपका 365 डेज, ठीक है, दिस इज द वन. इंडिविजुअल नॉट सेटिस्फाइंग द कंडीशन ए और बी आर ट्रीटेड एज एनआरआई, ठीक है, दे आर जनरली कंसिडर एज नॉन रेजिडेंट इंडियंस आपका, ठीक है. So basically we have NRI banking, so that's why we studying these particular areas. Deemed resident for the purpose of tax purpose, an NRI who is not a tax resident of any country, and tax resident means they are not paying taxes in any other country, ठीक है, so that is deemed resident. So they can be member of they can be resident of India if their income is 15 lakhs and above and have more than 15 lakhs income in India and from the Indian sources, so they will be considered as आपका deemed resident of the country, ठीक है. Please do remember this one. The status of deemed residency is applicable only for NRI who hold Indian citizenship and not applicable to person with Indian origin, ठीक है, person with Indian origin and all, ठीक है. So that is generally part of this. तो please इसको ध्यान रखिएगा. RNOR, ठीक है, resident but not ordinary resident. So for them we have these categories. Should have stayed outside India for 9 years out of the 10 preceding years, preceding financial year. Should have stayed in India for less than 730 days in last 7 financial year. A person with Indian origin or Indian citizen with more than 15 lakhs income earned from Indian sources stayed in India for 120 days and more, and previous financial year it should be 182 days, now. And deemed resident with more than 15 lakh income and they are not paying taxes in any other country, so that is generally categorized under this particular one, okay. So a person, FEMA Act आपका, ठीक है, नॉन रेजिडेंट, a person resident outside India who is a citizen of India, ठीक है. So these are the areas. Indian citizen who proceed abroad for employments or carrying on any business or vocations or for any other purpose in circumstances indicating indefinite period of stay, जैसे जॉब के लिए कुछ लोग जाते हैं, ठीक है. Indian citizen working abroad on assignment with foreign governments, agencies like international organization, IMF, World Bank and all, official of central and state governments and public sector undertakings deputed abroad on assignment with foreign governments, agencies, organization or posted to their own offices including Indian diplomatic mission abroad and all, okay. So these are generally categorized under this one. A person of Indian origin, POI, is one who is a citizen of any other country other than Bangladesh and Pakistan or such other country as may be specified by central government or RBI and following these conditions. Okay? कौन से? Who was citizen of India by virtue of Constitution of India or the Citizenship Act 1955, who belongs to a territory that become part of India after the 15 days of the August 1947, who is a child or a grandchild or a great grandchild of citizen of India or a person referred to in clause A and B आपका, this is A and B आपका, ठीक है. Who is a spouse of a foreign origin of a citizen of India or spouse of foreign origin of a person referred to in clause A and B, ठीक है. So person of Indian origin, ठीक है. So the eligibility for to becoming the person of Indian origin, ठीक है. Now this is the most important. This is something which you have to revise 2-3 times. Then only you'll get these particular one, ठीक है. So now when it comes to the types of accounts, this is the most important part. Every time you'll see one question around this. So we have 4 type of accounts आपका, ठीक है. First one is NRO accounts, ठीक है. Basically these accounts are applicable to the NRIs. So if NRI having some sort of banking relationship with our banks, so they can open these type of accounts as per their requirements, or we as a banker we can offer them these kind of services. One is NRO accounts, ठीक है. So basically it is आपका, let's say there is a person called Mr. X who is an NRI, ठीक है. So let's say who is an NRI, ठीक है. ये आपका NRI है, ठीक है. So let's say he is currently living in US. ठीक है, he is currently living in US. That means he is earning in dollar. ठीक है, so now he want to open one saving accounts with Indian banks, and he want to deposit this particular one. So for that sake we have आपका NRE accounts. ठीक है, first one. Second one is आपका, let's say this Mr. X having some sort of income from Indian sources also. Let's say he own a house. ठीक है, इसका एक घर है आपका, जहाँ से he is getting rent आपका, let's say 5 lakh rupees per month. ठीक है, so every month he is getting 5 lakh rupees rent. So to deposit that particular accounts and other saving accounts and all, he can, to maintain this domestic earnings, he can open the NRO accounts. FCNR account, it is, these two are basically rupee accounts. Okay, these two are rupee accounts. Okay, and it is a foreign currency account. It can be आपका foreign, it is a foreign currency. It can be dollar or any other accounts. ठीक है, so FCNR is equal to term deposit. ठीक है, let's say this NRI X आपका, ठीक है, who have some saving. Let's say he have a saving of $50,000. So he want to open one fixed deposit account with आपका Indian bank, so they can maintain this particular one. ठीक है, now the final account is SNRR accounts. Let's say this X have some sort of business interest in India. He want to run some business in India. ठीक है, so for the business purpose he can open SNRR account, which is valid for the 7 years. ठीक है, so SNRR account, special non-resident accounts, which is a, like if this NRI have some sort of business interest in India, to run that business or to do the transactions and all, he can open SNRR accounts with Indian banks for 7 years. Now whenever it comes to the NRI business, so they can have remittances on repatriation basis or non-repatriation basis. That is very very important. Okay, so see, this is आपका again rupee account. Okay, first of all, now there are few things which you have to remember. Okay, in this case there is no tax liability. Okay, so in this case there is a tax liability. Okay, tax liability is in this particular case, but here we do not have any tax liability. Okay, because this earning is आपका from belongs to the abroad. Okay, and in this case also we have a tax liability. No, we do not have any tax liability. Here we have tax liability, whatever business is doing and whatever interest or the profit is generating on this particular, on that particular profit, they have to pay the taxes in India. Now transfer from the accounts, transfer from the accounts, non-resident, like in case of SNRR accounts, let's say he is doing business in India, so in SNRR accounts he can remit money from two accounts. These two accounts are, so he can remit money in SNRR accounts from the sources. For SNRR account business source, what can be the sources? One is your आपका NRE accounts, another one is your FCNR account. He cannot remit money from NRO accounts to SNRR account because this is the domestic earning. Okay, so this money he have earned from the rental income from India or any other sources also. Okay, so that is the one. So now it comes to the repatriation. Okay, so here we have आपका full repatriation, means he can bring back that particular money to the home country जहाँ पे भी वो रह रहा है. मतलब repatriation is something, let's say he transfer $1 lakh in this one, so अगर वो चाहे तो उसको वापस ले जा सकता है. ठीक है, in this case आपका FCNR also he can do the repatriations. ठीक है, because this money he generally transfer from the abroad itself. ठीक है, but here we do have some sort of restriction. करा जा सकता है, but there are some compliances or some restrictions in this particular case. In this particular case also it is आपका repatriable, but some limits are there. ठीक है, after paying the taxes and others, he can bring back that particular money to their own country. ठीक है, हाँ, let's unbox. आपको अनबॉक्स करना पड़ेगा वीडियो को. कहाँ पर रहेगा सर? अपना नाम बताइए पहले तो. सर आपका लास्ट वन मॉड्यूल वन वीडियो, हाँ सारे हैं ना उसमें. मैंने कल, इफ यू सी द कम्युनिटी पोस्ट, ठीक है, कल रात में ये कर रहा था 1 बजे बैठ करके ये कंटेंट बनाने के अलावा. सो जो आपका कम्युनिटी पोस्ट है सर, इफ यू गो टू द कम्युनिटी पोस्ट, तो वहाँ पे ना आपको मॉड्यूल बी भी मिल जाएगा. ठीक है, गुड, इफ यू आर गोइंग थ्रू दैट पर्टिकुलर वन ऑल्सो वी हैव सफिशिएंट डेटा. अच्छा, इज दिस क्लियर गाइस? कोई डाउट है यहाँ पे? तो आपका SNRR अकाउंट, ठीक है। रिमेनिंग आई होप यू गाइस नो NRE, NRO, FCNR, दिस टैक्स वाला repatriation, non-repatriation is very important area. Every time you'll see the question. Last year the question was around this, ठीक है। आपका इनके अराउंड उन्होंने आपको क्वेश्चन दिया था। SNRR अकाउंट, इट इज द बेसिकली इट इज डन बाय द आपका, लाइक लेट्स से इफ NRIs they having some sort of business interest in India, so they can do it with the help of SNR. They can open one account with the Indian bank, that is आपका SNRR account, ठीक है। So the balance in SNRR account shall be eligible for repatriation, ठीक है। Transfer of NRE accounts to SNRR account is prohibited, ठीक है। They can remit from NRE and FCNR to SNRR, but they cannot remit money from NRO account to आपका SNRR account, ठीक है। All transaction in SNRR accounts will be subject to payment of applicable taxes in India. SNRR account may be designated as resident account when that NRI become resident, ठीक है। Opening SNRR account by Pakistanis and Bangladeshis nationals and entities incorporated in Pakistan and Bangladesh is subject to RBI approvals. SNRR accounts cannot be held for more than 7 years, ठीक है। After 7 years from the date of the account opening, no operation are permitted in this particular account आपका, ठीक है। हाँ, ओके, चलो। Now investment in shares or securities or the other areas, ठीक है। So basically NRIs, they can do investment in two ways, on repatriation or non-repatriation, ठीक है। On repatriation means, let's say if they are investing some money, so they can bring back that particular money to their आपका जहाँ पे भी वो रह रहे हैं, होम कंट्री आप उसको मान लो, ठीक है। और जहाँ पे भी let's say that X is from he is currently living in US, so in case of repatriation they can bring back that particular money whatever they have invested in or saved in the NRE, NRO or FCNR or SNRR account. If it is on the non-repatriation basis, there are some sort of restrictions आपका, ठीक है। So prohibited transaction for NRIs. So these are the prohibited transaction where they cannot deal, like purchase of agriculture property, plantation in farmhouses, dealing in real estate activities, commercial properties, trading in transferable development right. It is basically in case of आपका properties, the development of project of properties, trades आपका, contribution toward the government link schemes, NSC etc. Intraday trading in securities and short selling is also prohibited in this particular case as well, ठीक है। So prohibited areas. Now next one आपका, ठीक है। So next topic is very important one, ठीक है, which is आपका LC, ठीक है, letter of credit. So I'll just check once, कितना पेज है ये। ओके, तो गाइज कैन वी कंटिन्यू दिस पर्टिकुलर वन टुमारो, ठीक है। कल हम लोग करें आपका एलसी को। आई विल अपलोड दिस PDF, ठीक है। ये PDF आई विल अपलोड जस्ट आफ्टर दिस सेशन, ठीक है। यू कैन गो थ्रू दिस पर्टिकुलर वन ऑल्सो। और आपका द रिमेनिंग डिस्कशन कल हम लोग आपका रिमेनिंग डिस्कशन विल डू नॉट विद दिस वन ओनली, ठीक है, द रिमेनिंग टॉपिक ऑल्सो। एक्चुअली आई हैव वन क्लास एट 9 PM, ठीक है। मेरा एक क्लास होता है 9 बजे। सो इट इज़ ओनली फॉर 2-3 डेज आपका, ठीक है, टिल मतलब tomorrow only, ठीक है। सो आफ्टर दैट आई विल गेट ऑल्सो, एक्चुअली आई एम टेकिंग सेशन फ्रॉम 6 PM ऑनवर्ड्स। तो अब ये 6 to 12 हो गया है, तो थोड़ा सा एनर्जी हो जाता है। एक दिन और है कल का, फ्रॉम day after tomorrow I'll not having any session at 9 AM or 9 PM or 8 PM, ठीक है। So I'll start session at 10 PM itself, but I'll get more energy, ठीक है। तो कल हम लोग वहीं से आपका कंटिन्यू कर लेंगे। एंड our target is we have to complete concept summary revision within this week, ठीक है। there is no option for the next week. Within this week means till Saturday itself, Friday or Saturday, ठीक है। because Saturday Sunday we have to do some marathon session because you guys will get time on those particular days, ठीक है। तो वो हम एक आपका मैराथन वहाँ पे करेंगे एंड देन केस स्टडीज हमें करनी है आपका रेगुलर बेसिस पे, ठीक है. सो this is the plan. And one another thing guys, if you are getting, जैसे कई बार होता है ना, if you are reading BFM only this week ना, one suggestion to all of you, because next to next week you guys are going to face two subject, आपका elective paper as well as your BRBL, and I got these many queries also, ठीक है. So my request to all of you guys, you can this week only, ठीक है, till Saturday, आपका till Saturday you can start preparing with your आपका elective paper also, ठीक है. So if you are going for the HRM things, one set is already available on channel. If you are not finding that one, please do ping me on Telegram. I'll share the आपका that entire video or the playlist आपका link. So my recommendations is कि you should at least simultaneously start watching the HRM things or whatever your elective paper is, because you won't get much time during that particular period. ABM होगा, ABFM होगा, then BRBL and HRM or whatever your elective paper is. So थोड़ा सा साइमल्टेनियसली आप इस वीक को इस तरीके से यूटिलाइज करें, बट यू शुड हैव योर ओन डेडलाइंस टिल सैटरडे इटसेल्फ, ठीक है. डू नॉट गो बियॉन्ड दैट पर्टिकुलर वन, ठीक है. तो अगर उससे ऊपर जाओगे ना फिर से गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. तो BFM के लिए वी नीड मच टाइम आपका, बट दैट इज ऑल्सो अ कंसर्न, एटलीस्ट 3 to 4 days. Let's say if you go for the 2 hours a day also, you will be able to cover up everything within 12 to 15 hours, ठीक है. Disha ma'am have done one set. I'll do, no doubt I'll do the new things. Disha ma'am will join from 8th आपका, 8th or 9th. तो 9th से आपका BRBL ma'am will start taking session and all, ठीक है. And during that particular period also, I'll provide you n number of mocks, module mocks, and I'll do everything for that one. You do not have to worry. But I just want कि at least one set of area you have to focus or you have to practice, ठीक है. Everyone guys, if you are having any question, please do let me know. So आज और कल थोड़ा सा मतलब like for next session also I'll be able to take for 2 hours, because it become very hectic for me also. But from day after that we'll be covering the maximum thing, and for sure if I have to record some things I'll provide the recording, but we won't go beyond Friday आपका, ठीक है. Friday or Saturday. Sunday will be like till Sunday. I'll make sure कि you guys will have everything in your hand for the concept size and all, ठीक है, because we have to practice. I'll give you 4 module mock also and 2 full length other mock आपका. I hope you guys have attempted the first one also. I got very good score also, but there are some candidates who are scoring very low, so I'll request ki please start working on those areas as well, right? So this is it from my side guys. Thank you for joining this session. Hope you enjoy this particular session, and if you have some suggestion feedbacks, please do share those particular. It's a completely two-way learnings, because if you share things now, I'll have time to implement those particular one, okay? If you want more summary or आपका less explanation and all, anything, if, whatever is beneficial for us for this examination, we'll do it, right? So आप थोड़ा सा बता दीजिएगा, we'll definitely do this one, ठीक है. Sir, done with mock. हाँ, Lori, 49 is less score. I told you ना, if you are around 45 or 50, then it is a less score, because that paper I have designed by myself, and this is easy level paper आपका, ठीक है. And you are not going to have that easy level paper. I'll create one mock day after tomorrow or whenever I'll get time, ठीक है. By Sunday I'll give you one another full mock exact exam level. Then your before your examination also I'll give you one another mock, ठीक है. तो ये 3 mock का मैंने plan किया है. Paid में we have around 5-6 mock or unit wise mock also, but if you are studying through the, let's say if you have already taken some course from somewhere else, I'll not suggest कि go for any courses and all, ठीक है. You just stick to their content and all. If you need any help from my side, I'll definitely provide that particular one for free also, right? So in that case ना, you have to, Lori sir, you have to work on concept. तो पहले एक बार concept वाला जो areas है उनको cover up कीजिए, simultaneously start practicing things and all, and like if you are facing some specific challenge in some areas, please do connect me on Telegram. I'll try to help you out with that one, okay? Chalo. So this is it from my side guys. Thank you for joining this session. Thank you for watching this session. Bye bye. Take care all. Good night. Thank you and see you tomorrow guys. Thank you.